Secrets of Astrology YouTube channel welcomes all the viewers and listeners. In last horizon of astrology in Jaimini Updesh Sutram series, I am your Astromaster. In this series in critical thinking on paradigm of Atmakaraka, we are speaking to Astromaster U K Jha. Astromaster, you have given many things to shift astro paradigm adopted by various astro schools and camps, as your emphasis is always on universally acceptance of this divine science by dividing thin line between Shabdarth or Bhavarth, subject or object, or removing mask from embossed words to let know the purpose of quotes embedded in words of astro text. Now in area of Jaimini, you have almost taken everything. The most amazing thing is the method suggested by you for computing the Atmakaraka planet. This has literally shaken the foundation of old beliefs and prevalent practices for working out the above Karaka. Naturally, it has also created certain degree of consternation from the schools who have been practicing Jaimini astrology since long. So my question is this, that will you be able to shift this Atmakaraka paradigm on computation of it? Will scholar will adopt method suggested by you even if it is logically excellent and seems to be profoundly rational? Astromaster.
Well, liking or disliking, accepting or rejecting something may be a choice on individual level. But when we stand in academic arena, we shall have to be guided by the norms of logic and rationality. We can't afford to be illogical and irrational in academic fora. No berserkness can be accepted there. When we put something new, it is not a force on others for acceptance. It is only put for the wiseful consideration of the proposed suggestion, the hypothesis or the method, and the logical acceptance of the same. I can understand what you mean to say. Perhaps you have tried to tell through this question that the method suggested by me for computing the Atmakaraka planet have exposed many people who were deemed to be self-proclaimed authority on Jaimini astrology. But my intention was not to demolish their image while putting forward the correct procedure for working out the Atmakaraka. And in case if that happens, nobody can be blamed because you cannot blame the waves of the sea for destroying your sand castle that you have erected on the shore and very near or within the reach of the waves. See, one must always have the courage to have his wisdom regarded as stupidity. And I tell you frankly, honestly and openly, that I have this courage. I don't say that whatever I have put is the only correct thing, but it is certainly more rational, more logical, and more appealing in compared to that stupid thing that we have been doing since last many years, rather 100 years. Just think of the prevalent system of determination of Atmakaraka. What we are doing? We are looking into the horoscope, noting down the longitude of the planets, and whichever planet has travelled most in any particular sign, that planet is picked up as Atmakarak planet in that horoscope. Now just think here, because astrology has no more remained the guarded subject of a particular sect. It has come out from that confines and has travelled to the far off lands, gone beyond the India. And I can tell you that people in the West certainly look for the logic and the reasons. You may convince them for the time being by your smartness, but that thing will not last for long, because their substance matters, not the individual. Here in India, what we are doing here, the individual matters, not the substance. We always say so and so has said. That's why it is true. But that is not in the Western world. They always look into the what he has said. Who had said, that does not matter. Whosoever has said, regardless of his stature in the society or in the academic fora, if he has told something rational, logical, and to the point, that gets weightage in Western world. So rest assured, the things will change in India also. Now think what we are doing. When we select Atmakarak in that procedure that I have told you, too many incongruous things automatically happen which no logical head can digest. Suppose the planet Saturn or Jupiter, I am talking of the slow moving planet, they are at say 28 degree plus or 29 degree in the sign, then they will stay there for 15 days or 1 month. And during this period, they will become the Atmakarak for most of the birth that takes place during this duration. Do you think the cosmic ideation will support this process, this view? On one hand, we are watching by the brilliance of those Vedic bards. And on the other hand, we are doing such foolish things, I will say, considering that this has been suggested by those seers. Does it appeal to you or to anybody? Will it appeal that the birth for 1 week or 10 days or 15 days are taking place under the sway of the Atmakarak like Saturn? What is this? Every birth is a reincarnation. Every soul has its own karmic runnels. And as such, the Atmakaraka planet has to frequently change on day-to-day basis, if not on the same day. And there lies the brilliance of the Vedic sages. Now come to where from this concept of picking up the planet having traversed most in a sign for Atmakarak has come from. No such suggestion has been given by the author of Jaimini Updesh Sutra. This has come from the commentaries like Vridhakarika or Parasar Karika. I will call BPHS, Parasar Hoda Shastra, as Parasar Karika for the matters which has been dealt there and which is identical with the things dealt in Jaimini Updesh Sutra. So there these things have come. There we find the mention of Amsa. In one of the version of Brihat Parasar Hoda Shastra, it tells Atma Suryadi Khetanam Madhye Himsadhiko Graha Amsa Samme Kaladhikyat Tat Samme Vikladhika. Here it is telling that among the planets like Sun, etc., the planet which has the maximum degree, Himsadhiko, which has the increased number of the degree, Ams, shall be chosen as the Atmakaraka. Another says, Rabhyadi Pangu Padiyantam Atma Dhik Graho Dvija Kar Kendroth Saugeya Atmakarak Uchyate. Here also the term Atmadhik Graha has come. Rabhyadi Pangu Padiyantam, and from Sun to Saturn, Atmadhik Graho Dvija. मतलब कि O Brahman, Atmakarak and other planets are there from here. Here it is not told that degree has to be considered. But supposing that the degree part, ansadhiko, has come, so what we have inferred from that term? Before coming to this, I would like to refer to the Jaimini Updesh and would like to say what actually that book is telling about the Atmakarak and about determination of Atmakarak. Here it is telling Atmadhika Kaladibhirna Bhoga Sapta Namashtanamva. Here it is telling that Atmakarak and other graha will depend as per the Kaladibhirna Bhoga, the minutes, on the basis of the minutes consumed, bhoga or traversed by them, whatever it is. Here the term degree has not been used. No. Why the kala? Somebody can say that kala, bikala, etc. are all same things. But then the wisdom also tells us to think over it, that why the author has used the term kala, there must be some specific purpose behind choosing this word kala in this sutra. And what is written in the Parasara? Anshadhiko. What I mean to say, these two things are almost same, but we have interpreted it in wrong manner. And in astrology, if somebody has given a wrong interpretation, it continues to go from generation and generation as if it is coming from some bottomless void. Nobody is there to put a question mark and to say what is happening. Now here it is telling anshadhiko. Now everybody knows, every astrologer worth his salt understands that the term amsha is a synonym for the navams in astrology. So here actually we are being guided to enter into the navams for showing the maximum degree traversed and not in the natal chart. So expunge all the things and go to the Navamsha. Because when we say Amsadhika, there should be some axis of the measurement. And here, very coolly and in very plain words, very unintelligently or rather very dim-wittedly, we have taken the reference line as the sign, beginning of the sign, from the first degree of that sign in which the planet is placed. In my article, which was published long back and which is now included in my books, I have suggested other things also where the scholars, those rural pandits of our country have been using. They have been taken different reference lines, sometimes from the midpoint of the house, sometimes from the Mool Trikon sign of the house, and like that. But since Jaimini has used the term Kala Dibhirna Bhoga, that means it is not telling you go to Kala Bikla. That is, you will have to go for degree, minute, and second for determination which has traversed more. But by confining to Kala, it is also telling about Navamsa, because Navamsa breaks on that 3 degree 20 minute. That is 3 uns 20 Kala. So Kalad. And that's why I have done nothing but suggested this method only. And this method was also taught to be my teachers, but I know that these people are so arrogant that they can become abusive to anyone. So I am not talking only in the terms of logic and rationality. And I am telling you, a time will come when people will go into the logic and rationality and they will reject all other things. Only this is the correct method and only that is the accepted thing. See, even before Charkarka, people were telling my variation, my approach. I know 3 variants, I know 4 variants. When I started raising the questions, that was all these variants in the mind of the author of those sutras of Jaimini Updesh Sutram. Then they started realizing the mistake. Then I told you, just try to understand what was in the mind of the author. The best musician is that musician which can hum a song in the same tune which the lyrics writer was humming at the time of writing that song. To reach there is the real intelligence. So try to reach to the mind of the author. And the mind of the author is telling Kala Dibhirna Bhoga. And Brihat Parasar Hoda Shastra is also supporting this by telling Anshadhika. Here the word ans, the term ams, is to denote nabams. And Kalad Bhirn also there he is referring to the nabams only. So because of our own wrong perception, our misunderstanding, our inability to interpret the things properly, we put the blame on the head of the seers. That is not proper. So you asked me whether they will accept or not. The truth is not subject to the acceptance or rejection by someone. It comes with its own radiance and it has come. It will be noticed by all the intellectuals, especially by the new breed of the students which are much more intellectual, I am telling you. It will be accepted by them and only this will prevail in the days to come, I am telling you. That's all.